When it comes to tobacco control, Maine ranks among the top states in the nation. That's according to the American Lung Association. But experts say our state still has work to do. The Lung Association today released its 22nd annual State of Tobacco Control report. It's an evaluation of state and federal efforts to eliminate tobacco use. Each state, along with the U.S. government, is given a letter grade in 5 categories. While Maine scored high nationally, it did get an F when it comes to ending the sale of all flavored tobacco products. Lung Association leaders say they're hopeful the legislature will follow in the footsteps of the 6 communities, including Bangor, that have already taken action in that area.
We hope that the governor and the legislature will enact this policy so all kids from Kittery to Madawaska are protected. We have had some great local momentum with 6 municipalities enacting these local ordinances, but we need to make sure that we end the sale of these products that are designed and use flavors to attract kids and get them addicted to nicotine, that they're removed from the shelves statewide.
Maine got A's in funding for state tobacco prevention programs and coverage and access to services to quit tobacco. Maine QuitLink offers free resources for tobacco users looking to make a change. For support, visit MaineQuitLink.com or you can call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.